Manifesting your specific person need not be as difficult as you think it is, or as crazy and elaborative as you are led to believe. There's a lot of great information out there, but there's also a lot of information that basically states that if you're not doing the most extravagant process, affirming all day, every single day, falling asleep to the desire every single night at the expense of your sleep, then you are in fact not going to succeed. Now, this is straight up bullshit. Manifestation in practice, in process actually, let me say, is simple. Think, feel, and or accept as truth that which you desire to be, do, or have, and turn away from anything that states the opposite. That's in process. In practice, it may be a little bit trickier because we have subjective things involved, such as our emotions, our previous stories, and so on. But I can assure you right here, right now, as someone who has manifested plenty of things ranging across a multitude of different topics, it doesn't need to be over the top. It doesn't need to be extensive to the degree you want to pull your hair out. It doesn't need to be at the point where you think that you are losing yourself in this process. And let me give you a small little thought experiment, I suppose. You have probably manifested someone contacting you just by a simple thought, whether that's a friend, a family member, something. You've thought about them and they've contacted you not long after. Or you thought of a song, obscure song that you don't often hear, someone starts singing it, or you hear it in the shop radio or something like that not long after. Or you think about something like how good you look that day and some stranger compliments you. You have likely had one or more of these things, or some other thing that's happened just off of a thought or two. Now, if manifestation needed to be extravagant, if you needed to do a bunch of work to make something happen, none of these things would happen with a few fleeting thoughts. So why do they? Because manifestation is not quantity. Manifestation is not doing the most elaborate processes possible to impress the subconscious mind. Manifestation is thinking, feeling, and or accepting as truth that which you desire to be, do, or have more dominantly than you are thinking, feeling, and or accepting as truth that which you don't wish to experience. Dominancy is not quantity. Dominancy is quality of good state comparative to negative state. So, just as you can manifest the phone call from a friend randomly, you can manifest your person the same way. Just as you can manifest that compliment from a stranger, you can manifest your person in the same way. So where do we simplify it? Go back to basics. And what I mean by go back to basics is, what is the core essence of manifestation? Pick an outcome, align thought, feeling, and or awareness to it. So what does this mean? Well, I'll put it in technique form because, especially if you're new to this process, it's easier to have a structured technique to follow as opposed to me saying, just think as though you have your desire. But let's take, for example, affirmations. Your desired outcome is to be with your person. You can, in your own instances, obviously add nuances to this, but for the example, it's just a standard relationship. And this is just an example, which means the principles will follow whether you've got a same-sex partner, whether there's a 3P involved, whether there's distance. Doesn't matter the logistics of your situation. Because the subconscious mind builds the bridge to get you from where you are to where you desire to be, it doesn't matter what obstacles, quote unquote obstacles, because obstacles don't exist in the grand scheme of manifestation, but it doesn't matter what obstacles are in the middle. So this is just an example, but your nuances that you're probably typing in the comments right now, what about insert, still counts. It will still work just the same. But the relationship, You have an affirmation of, say, for example, I am in a loving, committed relationship with Alex from the office. That right there, as far as techniques go, is enough. One affirmation is enough. Assuming, and this is the key part, assuming you are utilizing the effectiveness of that affirmation through utilization more dominantly than you are allowing your thoughts to fall to the place of you not being in a relationship with Alex as far as Alex is concerned. What I mean by that is being dominant state. This isn't dominant state of conscious awakening, being consciously awake, as in if you've been awake for 12 hours, you have to affirm that you and Alex are in a relationship for 6 or more for it to work. Dominance of state regarding Alex is if you've been thinking about Alex for 2 hours of that day, you want to ensure that the majority of that 2 hours is from the end state, utilizing this affirmation. Outside of thinking about Alex, you are neither adding nor destroying anything, which means if you are doing good work, when Alex comes to mind, you are welcome to focus on your work, to focus on your friends, and to let it go until he naturally comes back to mind again, or until you're doing the process consciously again. Because within that space is actually helpful for your manifestation, because it allows the subconscious mind to get back to work. Similar to how with a plant, you have to water it, give it adequate sunlight, but not drown it or dry it up in the sun. It needs a healthy balance. Your manifestation is the same. Put in the work when necessary, and then let the subconscious mind get to work. That's where that space in between comes in. But let's say you have more things that you do want to add in to your techniques. You are welcome to add in and have as much as you like, as long as it details what you wish to experience. What I mean by this is, it doesn't matter how many different affirmations, how many different scenes, how many different scripts you have, assuming they all detail the existence of what you wish to experience. i.e., if you're using visualizations, it doesn't matter if one night you're visualizing a wedding anniversary, the next night you're visualizing your honeymoon, and then the next night you're celebrating the actual wedding itself, for example. They all detail the existence of marriage. And that's what's important. It's not the specific wording, it's not the specific visual scene, it's not anything like that. It's the implications of what you're doing. The thoughts regarding being in that marriage, the feelings that arise of being in that marriage, the acceptance of truth that this marriage exists for you and that it's on its way. Of course, to explain this, it does obviously take up time, and it probably does sound confusing after I had detailed at the beginning that this doesn't need to be difficult. So let me reiterate it in simple practice terms so you can realize just how simple this is. Manifestation is not quantity based. You don't need to be doing so much that you're tearing your hair out. You don't need to be doing so much that it feels like you're forgetting yourself in the process. Dominancy is quality of residing within the end through thought, feeling, and acceptance of truth over the amount that you're residing in things that state you actively don't have what you want through thought, feeling, and acceptance as truth. So if we want to make this work for us, what I recommend is some time in the morning and some time in the evening where you're proactive putting yourself in the end state. Through whatever technique you like to utilize, let's just say affirmations, affirming, I am in a loving, committed relationship with Jerry. 5 to 10 minutes in the morning, 5 to 10 minutes in the evening. That will help you be proactive. This will help you just take up that dominant state a little bit more proactively. Then you live your life to the fullest of your ability. Because remember, plants, they need space to absorb the water without being drowned, space to suck in and absorb the sunlight for photosynthesis without burning up and drying. So allow your manifestation because it is a seed that you're planting, nurturing, and watering. So plant your seed through the proactive work. Let it go naturally. Get on with your day. Let it absorb the nutrients. When it naturally comes to mind again, if you need to utilize some affirmations again or whatever your technique is, fine, do so. If it's naturally good thoughts that you're already feeling, let them play out. Utilize the affirmations and stuff to direct your awareness back from negative states to reiterate that you have your desire. And this is the same as checking on your plant and going, oh, needs a little bit more water. Let me just give you a little dash there. Oh, you're looking a little bit sad. Let me put you out in the sunlight, for example. And this is going to help you be proactive by morning and night. It's going to help you detach and allow your manifestation to suck up all the manifestation nutrients by getting on with your life. And then by catching those negative states when they come up and redirecting back to the desired outcome, this is going to allow you to stay positively reactive. i.e. you're noticing when your balance and scale is tipping back in favor of negative dominancy, you're just putting that work back in to get it like this. However many scenes you have, fine. However many affirmations you have, fine. Whenever you do your process, also fine, because as far as techniques go, it's the implications of what you're claiming to be true, not the specific wording or visual scene, and it is the dominancy of his story. While I recommend morning and night for proactive work, for the subconscious mind naturally being in an alpha brainwave state, which is a more receptive state, doing it and making it dominant is what matters. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why it does not need to be that difficult. You don't need to be doing 40,000 affirmations a day. You don't need to be doing such long drawn out processes that by the end of the day you feel fried. You just need to ensure that what you are doing is outworking any destructive work that you're doing. And if you find that the destructive is very high, practice self-regulation to bring it down, as opposed to mental mutilation by upping the amount of work that you're doing and feeling like you're just a machine trying to robot, just a robot trying to affirm. That is it for today's video. I do hope you have enjoyed. If you have, and if you found value in this, drop me a like and a comment to let me know, because that pushes it out on the algorithm and helps me know what kind of content to make going forward. Once you subscribe to the channel, be sure to click that bell icon so you don't accidentally miss some life-changing videos going forward. And if you need my help to manifest your specific person, you want to skip the uncertainty, skip the guesswork, skip the spirals, and most importantly, skip creating experiences you don't wish to experience, I have products and services designed to help you succeed. And right now on the screen, you are seeing other people who have used my products and services and got amazing successes. So I'm certain that I can help you just the same. And right now it's an amazing time to pick this up because I've opened up a few more slots for one-on-one help before the holidays to help you go into the new year with everything that you could possibly want. And of course, I do have my courses available if self-study is more your speed. Or if you want absolutely all of it, the Academy is available and the members right now are kicking ass, so I urge you to check it out. But thank you for your time and I'll see you in the next one.